That's when I asked him like this: have you ever seen the withered, fluttering serpent lotus? And he said, I don't know what that is. I never heard of that. I told him, it's like this. When one man cannot function or do what he needs to do the right way, he needs a lot of things which are impossible to be given to him. And he said, what am I supposed to do with that? I told him, well, when you have children and when you have a baby, you're expected to nurture them or to find a reason or a result for what you're going to do next. And then that's when I said, do you hear and do you feel the sound and the feeling of this creeping silence that overwhelms this area? And he said, no, I don't. That's just normal weather, normal everyday life. I told him, no, it's not. I think that you have a determination and you have a expectation. And around here, nobody's going to buy a soda. No one's going to buy chips. No one's going to buy nothing. And especially are they never going to buy a vehicle. That's when he said, well, hey, that's too bad, Deal with it, get over it, do what you can. That's when I said, man, dude, you don't even know how many cigarettes I have left in my box. You don't even know how much coffee's left in the thermos. He said, yeah, I do know, because I watch you 24 hours a day, and I pay close attention to everything you do. I told him, wow, dude, that makes so much sense to me, especially knowing that my coffee and my cigarettes and everything is distasteful, it's disgusting, and it's scientific. He said, well, you know what? I don't know what you're telling me, because if you want to buy something, that's my decision of whether or not you receive it. That's when I told him, you need to receive Jesus Christ in your life and in your soul. And he said, there's no way, dude. You need to receive my pet dog on a leash. And you need to know when to sit. And you need to know when to get up. And you need to know where you can stand or where you can walk. I told him, you know what? I don't receive that. I don't accept it. I don't glorify it. I cannot glorify something so empty, so at a percentage of zero, and such a glory which you created, which is made out of nothing. He said, lo and behold, glory be to the highest. And I told him, man, it takes literally a mother and a father as a pair of parents to go and try to purchase a taco or a burrito and you be the chef. That's what it takes for you to succeed at what you're doing. If I'm there, which I'm the one who was there, you cannot make up a lie and charge somebody extra taxes on a burrito or a taco or fucking carne asada fries. You wouldn't be able to do it, because you know that I know what everything is, and they don't know nothing except that they need to protect their children. That's when the next thing he did was drive past nearby where we can hear the engine. And all he did was drive, and he never stopped, he never looked around, he just drove. That alone was a victory which he has resilience to tell the world that he has no longer any purpose to speak or to conduct any action. All he has to do is collect and to lock the door. I told him, wow, man, you're incredible. You know how easy that must have been to get there? You thought that you could tell the world you had responsibilities which would stay where they're at now, which is a form of dungeness captivity. And I told him, that's not how this works, man. This is not how this turns out or works for anybody. Mortality versus immortality. You don't excuse anything with mortality. What you do is you know the differences, and then you go talk about the serious notations of the matter. And since I was there and they were not, you cannot conduct any type of judgment against us in any kind of implantive way. You have excuses, and you don't have anything else but them. You're looking for something and you want somebody to give it to you. How can a mortal conduct immortality forms of discovery and search and exploration if they can't be in more than one place at the same time? And that's when you have a little space to conduct a little 24-hour market which sells MD 2020s in the flavor of orange juice and dragon fruit and blueberry and everything else. And you need to know you've already gone as it is too far. You know, I know you don't expect much, but at the same time you have to do your job. So when you don't hear the right tone of voice, you just say, I can be careless forever. And then I tell you, well, guess what? Here's the other side to that. Your carelessness is our death. Our death is a form of responding to your carelessness. That's when you get to tell the difference between having to do something and not having to do it. And then you end up where you're at, where you see an implant or you see somebody who might have done something. And then you say, well, you know what? I still have a job and I don't care to let you go anyways, but I'm doing it. So why don't you appreciate it? That's when I say, you know what? I don't appreciate much, dude. I don't appreciate that much of anything at all. Actually, I appreciate like very little. So he says, that's not your problem and that's not your job title. I told him, yeah, well, there's a reason why we're looking for something right now and we can't fucking find it. Now, if you're listening to my voice, what you need to be listening for is a form of common sense clearances, or better chosen words to describe it. Now, if you put my voice versus your voice, we don't find a lack of common knowledge or wisdom or common sense anywhere. But what we find is a form of like, I don't know what, but it seems to be a voice which is hacked into a decoded version of something which is more understandable, more receivable, more appreciated than anybody else's, which is only going to be something that is genetical, DNA structured, it's going to be bacterious, all that shit, but yet it's the worst one, and yet it's the better one of all the ones that exist. So when I talk, you need to listen, because common sense is something that has to do with this. I think appreciation and common sense is something that has to be appreciated in this lifetime. I believe that's what this is going to be telling you. And so lack of caring for common sense people and understandable situations is a preference. And I think this voice is against preferences. And so since it's against preferences or something else in the long run, you need to understand that your judgment is a little too much on the stronger end of not caring about anything and just getting it done than it needs to be. Because you need to know that as a person with no chance, like we know about right now, we don't have no damn chance, then you need to know that there is chances. And since you can't find why there is no chance, then you need to understand if it's okay yet or not to just let him get his chance. If he doesn't get his chance, then there has to be someone to find that doesn't let him have his chance. And so far, I've looked back, I haven't found nothing. And so far, it's been like a wind in the air, and that's all it's been. And yet everybody's been possessed by the wind. But you know what? That's just a good excuse to never give him a chance. And I don't care. I know my history. There's nothing that blocks me from having my chance. So who is this person? Who are you even talking to? Nobody even knows. But the wind blows, and that's a strong source of power. And if you think it's a joke, whatever, laugh. The only joke is that there's somebody here who can't get his chance of living naturally, and nobody stands up in defense against the other of that side that does that. And they're full of excuses, and everybody just joins the party and makes a song and makes a movie, and this guy doesn't get nowhere. That's when I realized that I needed to start from the beginning, from the end, all over again, because my voice was going at a pace and at a tone where it needed to be reversed and done better from the start and not at the end. I wasn't trying to make a form of comprehension happen. I was trying to get what I deserve. You can't see that, huh? You don't see it. People are running constantly, track meet, running from one side to the finish line, and they're never letting you have your chance. That is what's called opportunities that arise. That is a lie. The only thing that tells me that I don't deserve something, that I don't deserve a chance, is the things that exist which need to benefit something somewhere. And guess what? They don't even have a damn reason why they can do that. But yet this unity, this wind, this history, it just never offers itself as a responsibility person or group that did that or that does that. And so when I tell you that people are running track, I'm telling you they're running track for no damn reason except they want to fill up their fridge again. And now since they fill up their fridge, they're never going to stop because they keep filling up their damn fridge. And guess who don't have no damn job and who his parents hate? And that's this guy. This guy can't do shit in his house. Nobody appreciates him, his attitude, his character, his falsity of comedy, all that shit, man. I could care less about any of that. What I care about is deflating, extinguishing, and becoming natural. And that's just never going to happen, man. Why is it never going to happen? You know why it's never going to happen? Because everybody has a problem they like to offer to the public or to a private place, which is going to tell you that you can go home and that you don't deserve that Greek gyro. You don't deserve that Greek gyro. You don't deserve that order of French fries with ketchup and mustard and mayonnaise. And what you do deserve is to never grow up and to just be a slave until we decide that you should die. And I decided that you should just withdraw, because right now your fortification and your soldiering and your whole freaking army is made of absolutely depleted percentage zero, and yet you're 100,000% successful. And now this fucking guru song is not so great. It should have been better. But man, how could it ever be better? How could it ever be better unless you had an answer for someone specific? You know what answer you need to have for someone specific? None whatsoever. The answers were right in your face in the freaking business place. In the business place. How are you going to offer something that's already there? Well, so far your brain is telling you that you are declined and you do not deserve and you only function to serve. Well, I'm lacking a lot of defense. I'm lacking a lot of help. I'm lacking people who are going to be there. And from the beginning to the end, from the end to the beginning, no one's going to ever fucking do it. And that's because right there is where I am.